plays in theater that I despise, and that's a throwaway role. Anyone who reads Shakespeare under the tutelage of dark powers, or acts in Shakespeare plays, or any plays at all, knows that there is no such thing as a throwaway role. So with that in mind, you all tonight, hence why I've asked you to shut off, not silence, your phones. You have come here tonight with a role. To relax, laugh, smile, enjoy yourselves as you watch Shakespeare's As You Like It.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will, but poor 1,000 crowns, and as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Jacques he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or to speak more properly, he stays me here at home unkept. For call you that keeping for a gentleman of my birth that differs not from the stalling of an ox? His horses are bred better, for besides that they are fair with their feeding, they are taught their manage, and to that end riders dearly hired. But I his brother gain nothing under him but growth, for the which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. Besides this nothing that he so plentifully gives me, that something that nature gave me, his countenance, it seems to take from me. He lets me eat with his hinds, he bars me in the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though as yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, thou shalt see how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing, sir. I am not taught to make anything.
Well, what mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made, a poor unworthy brother of yours with idleness.
Mary shall be better employed and be not a while. Know you where you are, sir?
Aye, very well, here in your orchard.
And know you before whom, sir?
Aye, better than him I am before knows me. I know that you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, so should you know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better in that you are firstborn, but I have as much of my father in me as you, albeit I confess your coming before me is nearer his reverence.
What boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Don't lay hands on me, villain.
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Master, be at peace. For your father's remembrance and accord. Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have instructed me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong within me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you leave me.
I no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true. I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoken such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to throw upon me? I will physic your rankness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Allah! Dennis!
Calls your worship?
Was not Charles the Duke's wrestler here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door, and importunes access to you.
Call him in. It'll be a good way. Tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morning, your worship.
Good, Mr. Charles. What's the new news of the new court?
Oh, there's no news save the old news. That is, the old Duke's been banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 of his loving lords have gone off to voluntary exile with him.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the Duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, having been bred together from the cradle that she would have gone into exile with her, or would have died to have been left at home. Oh no, she is at the court, and no less loved by the Duke than his own daughter, and never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he's gone to live in the forest of Arden, and many a merry gentleman with him. There they live like the old Robin Hood of England. They say that many a young gentleman flock to him every day, and there they fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the golden age.
What, he wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Oh, very I do, sir, and I come hither to acquaint you with the matter. I'm given, sir, to understand secretly that your younger brother hath a disposition to come in against me to try a fall. Anyone that shall escape me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother's but young and tender, and I would be loath to foil him, as I must on mine honor if he come in against me. So out of my love for you, I came hither that you might stay him from his intendment, or brook such disgrace well that he shall run into it, that it is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have laboured by underhanded means to dissuade him from it. But he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, he's the stubbornest young fellow in all of France, full of ambition. If thou dost him any slight disgrace, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee with some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he have taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, Charles, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him. Could I judge as he truly is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale in wonder.
I'm heartily glad I came hither to you. If he comes tomorrow, I'll give him his payment, and if ever he goes alone again, I'll never wrestle more for prize. So God keep your worship.
And you, good Mr. Charles.
Now I'll stir this game, sir. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my soul, that I know not why, hates nothing more than he.
Yet he is gentle, never schooled and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved. And indeed, so much in the heart of the world, and especially here among my own people who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cousin, be merry.
Dear Celia, I already show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet have a merrier? Unless you can teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the true love that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father from mine. So wouldst thou, if the proof of thy love is righteously tempered, as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I shall render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will. When I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will cut and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee, do, to make sport of. But look not in good earnest, nor no further in sport. Neither that with the safety of pure blush thou mayst in honor come off me.
Nay then, what shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune from her wheel, that henceforth her gifts may be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake in her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for those that she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and those that she makes honest, she makes very ill-favored.
Nay, that goes from Fortune's office to Nature's. Fortune reigns in the gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No,
fortune too hard for nature. When fortune makes nature's natural cutter off nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not fortune's work either, but nature, who perceiveth our natural wits too dull to reason of such goddesses, and hath sent this natural for our whetstone. For always the dullness of the fool is the whetstone of the wit. How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made messenger?
No, by mine honor. But I was to come for you.
Pretty good summons.
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
Enough, speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days. Look, here comes Madame Lebeau, with her mouth full of news. Put on us as pigeons feed their young, then shall be news crammed. All the better, which will be more marketable. How now, Madame Lebeau, what's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, madame? How shall I answer you that?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decrees.
Well said, that was it on the trial.
Nay, if I keep not my rank.
Now lose a silence, Mel.
Ah, you amaze me, ladies. I would have told you of wrestling, which you have lost the sight of. Yet tell us the manner of the wrestling. I will tell you the beginning, and if it may please your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do. And here where we are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning of that is dead apparent.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons. 3 proper young men of excellent growth and stature,
With bills on their necks, be it known unto all men by these presents.
The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, who in a moment threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, that there's little hope of life in him. So he served the second, and so the third. Yonder they lie, their father, the poor old man, making such pitiful dole over them that all the beholders take part with his weeping.
Alas!
What is the sport, madame, that the ladies lose?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus men may grow wiser every day. It is the first ever I heard that breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
What, is there any else longs to hear this broken music in his sides? Is there yet another dotes upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must if you stay here. For here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure they're coming. Let us stay now and see it.
Come on! Since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madame.
Alas, he's too young, but he looks successfully.
How now? Daughter and cousin, are you two uncrept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, sir, so it please with thee.
You will find little delight in it, I can tell you. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him not to fight, but he will not be entreated. Go, talk to him, lady, see if you can move him.
Call him hither, Madame Lebeau.
Monsieur, the challenger, the princess calls for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in as others do, to try within the strength of my youth.
Young gentleman, your spirits are too bold for your years. If you saw yourself with your own eyes, or knew yourself with your own judgment, the fear of your adventure would counsel you to a more equal enterprise. We pray you, for your own sake, embrace your own safety, and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir, your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit the Duke, that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shamed that was never gracious, if killed but one dead that is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place, which may be better served when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I earned her with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Come now, where's this gallant fellow that desires to live with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
Nay, I warrant your grace, you that hath so marvelously entreated him to a first shall not persuade him to a second.
Oh, you mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before, but come your way.
And here we
Now, Hercules, be thy speed, young man.
I would I were invisible, to catch a strong fellow by the leg.
Excellent, young man.
I can tell him down.
No more! No more!
I beseech your grace, and magic will grieved.
How dost thou, Charles? away. What dost thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
I would thou hast told me of another man's son. Thou shouldest please me more with this deed. Hast thou descended from another house? But the world esteemed my father most honorable, but I still found him mine enemy. Thou shouldest please me more had thou told me of another father.
Were I my father, cousin, would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have added tears unto entreaties ere he should thus have ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promise in love, but justly as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentle man, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, that her hand lacks means. Shall we go, Thomas?
Aye, very well for gentle.
Can I not say I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands up is but a quintain, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he will. Do you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies. I'm with you. Are you well?
What passion hangs these weights upon thy tongue? You cannot speak it, she urged conference. Oh, Orlando, thou art overthrown, or Charles or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love. Such is the Duke's current state that he misconstrues all that you have done. Indeed, the Duke is humorous. What he is more suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank thee, and prithee, which of the two was daughter of the Duke that here was at the wrestling?
Well, neither his daughter, if we judge by manner. Yet, indeed, the smaller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, and is here detained by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late, the Duke hath taken great displeasure against his gentle niece, on no other grounds than that the people pity her for her poor father's sake and praise her for her virtues. Indeed, his malice against the lady will soon break forth. Sir, very well. Hereafter in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bounded to you, very well. Thus must I, from smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke into a tyrant brother. But oh, fair Rosalind!
Why, cousin, why, Rosalind? Cupid of mercy, not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
Nay, thy words are too precious to be cast away upon her. Throw some of them at me, lame me with reasons.
Then there should be two cousins laid up, when the one should be lame with reasons and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your father? Some of it is for my child's father.
Oh, how full of pride is this workaday world.
They are but birds, cousin, girt upon me in holiday foolery. If we walk not to the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These birds are in my heart.
Hand them away.
I would if I could cry hem and have him.
How can we wrestle with thy affections?
Oh, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Oh, a good wish upon you. But you would try in spite of the fall. But, turning these jests out of service, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible that you, on such a sudden, should fall into so strong liking of old Sir Rowland's youngest son?
My father loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase, I should hate him. For my father hated his father dearly. But I hate not Orlando.
No, Fate, hate him not for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. Here comes the Duke.
With his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 3 days, if that thou beest found so near our royal palace as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If with myself I hold intelligence or have acquaintance with mine own desires, if that I do not dream or be not frantic, as I do trust I am not, then, dear uncle, never so much as in a thought on board did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors, if the purgation did consist in words, then they should be as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord, or if we do derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Therefore, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sire, hear me speak.
Celia, we only stated for your sake, else with her father would reined her along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure, your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her. But now I know her. So we have slept together, rose in an instant, learned, played, heat together. And wherever we went like Judah's swans, so we went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee. Her very smoothness, her patience, speak to the people and they will pity her. Thou wilt show more beautiful and seem more virtuous when she is gone.
Father.
Speak thee not. Firm is the sense that I have placed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence instead on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
Thou art a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, then upon the greatness of my word and mine honor, thou diest for it.
All right, poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. Be thou not more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not. Prithee be cheerful. No, said not the Duke, have banished me, his daughter.
That he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love that teach thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, dear girl? No. Might let my father see another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger would it be for us maids as we are to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I shall put myself in poor and mean attire, with a kind of umber smirched my face. The like do you. So shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not better, since that I am more than common tall, that I did suit myself at all points like a man? A gallant kirtle axe upon my thigh, a boar spear in my hand and in my heart. Lie there, what hidden woman's fear their will. But I'm a swashing and a martial outside, as many mannish cowards do, that do not face it with their semblances.
What shall I call thee when thou art met?
I'll have no worse name than Jove's own page, therefore look you call me Ganymede. What shall you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travel?
He'll follow me around the world. Leave me alone to woo him. Therefore, let's away, get our jewels and our wealth together. Devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us in the pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go me content to liberty and not to banishment.
Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted palm? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we not the penalty of Adam, the season's difference, as the icy fang and churlish chiding of winter's wind, which, when it blows and bites upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, yet I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous. Yet there is a precious jewel in his head. And this our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stone, and good in everything. I would not change it.
Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we go and kill this venison? And yet, it irks me, the poor, dappled fools, being native burghers of this desert city, should in their own confines, with forked heads, have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jacques grieves at that, and in that kind swears you do more usurp than doth your brother that hath banished you. Today, my lord of Amiens and myself did steal behind him, as he lay along under an oak, whose antique root peeps out upon the brook that brawls along this road, to the which place a poor sequestered stag, which from the hunter's aim had ta'en a hurt, did come to languish. And indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that their discharge had stretched its leathern coat almost to bursting, and the big round tears coursed one another down his innocent nose in piteous chase. And thus the hairy fool, much marked of the melancholy Jacques, stood on the extremest verge of the swift brook, augmenting it with tears.
But what said Jacques? Did he not moralize upon the spectacle?
Oh, yes, into 1,000 similes. First, for his weeping into the needless stream.
Poor dear,
Quoth he,
thou makest a testament that's worthy due, giving thy sum of more to that which had too much.
then, being there alone, left and abandoned of his elder friends,
'Tis right.
quoth he,
Thus misery doth part the flux of company.
anon, a careless herd, full of the pasture, jumps along by and never says a greeting.
Aye,
Quoth Jacques,
sweep on, you fat and greasy citizens. 'Tis just the fashion. Wherefore do you look upon that poor and broken bankrupt there?
thus most invectively he pierceth through the body of the city, country, court, yea, and of this our life, swearing we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to fright the animals and to kill them in their assigned and native dwelling place.
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting upon some dear.
Show me the place. I love to cope with in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter.
I'll bring you to him straight.